Okay, now we are living under a fake freedom. This is how shack dwellers movement Abahlali Basemjondolo feels as the country is celebrating 29 years of democracy today. The organization believes there's not much to celebrate given the current economic crisis, high unemployment, poverty, crime and corruption. It says marginalized communities are regularly ignored by government. Let's bring in Abahlali Basemjondolo President Sbu Zikode, who's joining us via Zoom. Sbu, good afternoon. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your time. Obviously, I cannot wish you a happy Freedom Day because you, as Abahlali Basemjondolo, regard today as an unfreedom day because nothing much has changed, in your view, for the poor of this country since 1994.
Good evening to you and to your viewers at home. Yes, absolutely. It would be an unfortunate statement to be wished, a Freedom Day today. Look, it is important for Abahlali to state upfront that we appreciate, we salute, we acknowledge the contribution and the sacrifice that many of the people who came before us have done to actually contribute to where the country is today. However, up until today, 29 years down the democracy that people think we are in, Abahlali remains landless, we remain homeless, we remain in poverty, we are living in muds like pigs, we are being killed by shack fires almost every day. So we have no reason to celebrate freedom other than to acknowledge that, yes, at least the right to vote was achieved in 1994, a very disgraceful one. It was an insight in order for the people of South Africa to attain freedom, the loss of freedom. In fact, today, we can accompany few politicians and few businessmen and reach people who are actually free in this country. But I can tell you, millions of South Africans will tell you that we are living in a very, very repressive and unfortunate conditions where it is really disastrous to actually be living in such conditions 29 years down our democracy.
Yeah, in your statement, which I've read as Abahlali Basemjondolo, ahead of this 29th anniversary of Freedom Day, you point out that among other factors, we are not free because women, for example, are not respected and safe. There's, of course, a level of violence, and we are not free because our society has become more and more violent. And you yourselves, as Abahlali Basemjondolo, have been victims of such violence.
Yes, it is most unfortunately that we have lost at least 24 activists to assassination by eNCA, the hitman, by the police, by the politicians. So we are not safe. Each time we raise our concern, each time we raise our voices, that homelessness is democratic, but also is unconstitutional in this country. Hence, we are granted the right to housing. So each time we raise our voice, the state has been repressive to us, but went beyond that and assassinated Abahlali members. We are not, of course, the only people who have been assassinated. We know of whistleblowers in this country. We know of traditional leaders and many more. And women and children who are also subjected to threats of violence.
You make sorry, our connection is not great, and sorry to cut in there in the interest of time. Hopefully you can still hear me. You make an interesting point in your statement, which I can quote here, that democracy was not won by politicians. It does not belong to them. You mentioned, as you've said, you acknowledge the sacrifices of many people for this freedom, the democracy that we have in the fight after the fight against apartheid. So what do you think as Abahlali Basemjondolo should happen going forward to make sure that the poor can really enjoy the fruits of this hard-won freedom, for which, as you've acknowledged, many South Africans sacrificed for?
Well, it is for this reason why Abahlali continue to organize. We continue to build the power of the impoverished from below. We continue to say to the people of South Africa, this country belongs to them. It is their country. We must not accept the politicians to own us. You know, sometimes they refer to us as our people, as if they own us. So we are saying to ordinary people of South Africa, this is your country. Do not accept politicians to dictate, to impose, and to eat on your behalf, because what they tell us almost every day is that we are eating for you, we are eating on your behalf. So those who are going to city council, who are going to legislature, some of them have no shame to tell us on our faces that they are there to eat, it is their turn to eat. So South Africans must reject that democracy is owned by the politicians. We are saying to South Africans, it's time that we all stand up, unite, so that we build an inclusive South Africa where everyone feels part of being part of this country. So we must build an inclusive society by making sure that no one is left behind in the construction of this country. We are part of the policy-making processes, and we are part of, ways in which South Africa can enjoy freedom that is supposed to be for everyone.
Thank you very much, Sbu Zikode, President of Abahlali Basemjondolo.